Okay, for those that don't know me, my name's Dan Brown. I am the co-owner of Blumberg Digital. I'm a consultant for 32 years, 24 different countries, 100 different fields, specializing in sales, marketing, and executive training. I am the senior service consultant for MGE management experts, and many of you are MGE clients. A lot of what we talk about at Blumberg Digital dovetails in with what you're learning at MGE to manage your practice. The purpose of this webinar series is to bring practical real-world examples of marketing in play that results in more new patients into your practice, more the patients that you want, the kind that you want, and the kind of flow that you're looking for. So raise your hand if you want to be less dependent on insurances and have more fee-for-service types. Raise your hands. Excellent. Then you are all in the right place. And if you're here just to have some fun with the group, well, welcome anyhow. Good. So I'm going to talk to you about what's new. A couple things are new. Right now, this is what we're seeing with clients, and I deal with people from the very, very beginning of MGE, and from the very beginning to some of our most advanced clients. A lot of people are saying the biggest problem I have is a lack of time, lack of knowing what to do next in marketing and spending the kind of time to know, hey, is my marketing, is the rubber hitting the road? Am I getting the traction? Could I be exploring more things and just not having the time to do so? Raise your hands if that's you. Raise your hands if you feel a little bit time bankrupt and you just don't get around all the things that you want to. Good, understood. Donald, it's good to see you here. We'll be in touch as per our email. Good. Good. So let's talk about that. I want to know how many of you can say, I can dedicate at least 30 minutes per week towards marketing. Raise your hand. I can dedicate 30 minutes a week to marketing. Raise your hand. Good. Thank you. Put your hands down. How many of you feel, no, I don't have 30 minutes to dedicate to marketing? Raise your hand. I do not have 30 minutes a week to dedicate to marketing. Okay. Some of got a couple hands there. I understand. Listen, I'm going to tell you this. You're doing it right now. You're literally in a webinar that's going to take twice that. Okay. You've got to make time for this. It's very, very important. I'm going to show you some stuff that you can do, but you're going to need 30 minutes a week. We've got a couple people in here like Tamara. Good to see you, Tamara. You know, Tamara is a full-time marketing manager for Dr. Dill's practice. That's fantastic. Great when you got it. Who else is a full-time marketing person? We got Donald here. Donald, you're marketing. Great. Who else? Raise your hand. Good. Sydney, right? Of course. Good. Who else? Full-time marketer. Okay, Tracy, right? Good. Good. So great when you got it. How many of you would like to have a person who could handle your marketing for you and just kind of run with things? Raise your hands if you would like that. One day you want to grow up and be that person. Okay. Wow, we've got Amy Eveland in the house. Look at that. I think I'm blushing. Got a celebrity here. All right, so Amy Eveland actually runs a number of practices for one of our top clients, Dr. James Burden. Amy is the regional manager. How many practices have you got, Amy? Light up your microphone. What are you guys up to now?
We have 6.
6 practices. And so Amy and I have been working together for years. Amy and her deputy, Amy, were running their main practice, which they've kind of deemed the beast. And they wanted to branch out and pick up another practice. They've done so. They've done so successfully. They're picking these things up and grabbing them. And they now have a centralized group, which includes a call center, and their marketing is done centrally. So this is where a lot of us want to be. But right now, I'm going to tell you this. The stuff that we're going to cover today is stuff that you must be doing and would be the next thing to do if you want to find somebody who can help you with your marketing. And, you know, they're just a good person. They're young, they're energetic, they're familiar with social media. They might not know dental, they might not know marketing, but you're going to put them through the new patient workshop at MGE, and you're going to have them spend some time with me and my team. We'll get them groomed so they know what to do. You can pick that employee up relatively simply and inexpensively. And what that can do for you is phenomenal. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. I'm going to tell you right now, you must get into the idea of exploring video. Raise your hands if you guys have done some video? Raise your hands. You've done some video for the practice. Good. Raise your hands if you feel you could do more in that area. Raise your hands if you feel you could do more in that area. Okay. So what I want to know, what I want you to do right now is put it in the chat. What are the barriers you're running into as far as doing video? I'd love to see. Yes, like social media. Yeah, social media videos, any videos. You're going to see some cool stuff today on that. Good. Doctor's time, correct. I understand that. Doctor's time. What else? Put it in the chat. Inexperience. Yeah. Dedicated time, creative ideas. Thank you for that. Ideas. Thank you, Sydney. All right. Participation from staff. Right. Understood. My biggest barrier. Got some cool ideas, but everyone is camera shy. Understood, Donald. All right. Time. Sounds like time might be an issue here. Understood, Thomas. Too shy. Understood. Oh, come on, Dr. Nind. You and the stuff you've done on TikTok, don't even tell me too shy, but I understand. Time and a designated team member, right, Marie? Got you, Dr. Simon. Amy, got you. Dr. Time and willingness, understood on that. We'll probably go a different direction with you and your team. Don't have a marketing person, and I don't have enough time to do it, but trying. Thank you, Liliana. Okay, well, I'm going to encourage you to consider some things, and we're going to see if we can't make this a little bit easier for you. Next point I'm going to talk about, I'm going to tell you it's time to look at social media with new eyes. Today, you're going to have some new eyes. You're going to get some new eyes on social media. I'm going to cover some things that I've covered with you in the past, but social media is a leveraging tool to bring about a certain type of patient that cares more about the experience, the culture of the practice, their teeth, their gums, their health, than they do their insurance. Okay, it doesn't mean you're never going to run into those issues with patients that come from social media, but you will find a different type of patient. Last thing, I want you to think about leveraging your existing patients and your community. Again, something I'm about to cover. So if you've just joined, welcome. I want you to turn your videos on. I need your faces and I need your thumbs, because I've just covered a few things. I want everybody to give me a thumbs up if you understand the bullet points that are on the screen. Thumbs up if you understand the bullet points on the screen. Good. That tells me that you're listening. I see some people talking and chatting away, but you're not listening. I want you to talk and chat. This is good, but this what we're about to talk about is really interesting. So, how many of you would like more cosmetic cases? Raise your hands. Raise your hands. More cosmetic cases. Okay. One of our clients, Dr. John Selden. That's Dr. Selden. He's a Blumberg Digital client, MGE client. He shared with me something when he just came to MGE. He said, Dan, you've been telling me to do this. I went ahead and did it. What I did is I started getting some of my before and after results, and I took a before and after photo of a veneers case I did, and I shared it on Instagram. And one of my patients picked that up, and it wasn't for them, but then they shared it to their friend, and their friend found out who I was. And they said, hey, yeah, you should definitely talk to this doctor. Great doctor, go in. And that person did and got a set of veneers. That person's boss saw the results and came to Dr. Selden. I think I have this story straight, but in essence, one before and after got him two, and now it looks like a third case, one photo on social media. Everybody, show me on your fingers, how much did he spend on that marketing action? Show me on your fingers, how much did Dr. Selden spend? Good, correct, right, Sydney, right. That's right, he spent $0. How many of you would like to spend $0 and get, I don't know, $90,000 worth of dentistry? Raise your hands. Good. Now ask yourself this question. Are you posting your social media content routinely? Your before and afters, the results, etc. Are you doing that? Just a question. Don't be offended. But I'm just sharing some successes. That's the power. He was shocked at how fast that caught fire. And these are people doing the work for him and for us, really, from Blumberg Digital, his marketing team. I mean, that's fantastic that we've encouraged him to do so. But I mean, it's really them doing the work, and that's what we want. So I want to do another one. Well, first of all, who's got some successes that they've had that they would like to share? What I want you to do is I want you to raise your hand. I'm going to call on you. Who's had some recent successes recently? You know, like this is what's happening as a result of what I'm instituting. This is what I'm seeing. And this is what I can say or share as a recent example of all that I've learned at MGE and Blumberg Digital and from Dan Brown's annoying webinars. This is something I've instituted that resulted in success. No smiling tomorrow. I saw you smile. I know I can be annoying. But who else has like a recent thing that they've experienced as a result of putting some of this stuff in? And now you're seeing, okay, good. So from Dr. Stets' office, Dr. Stets and Dunn, what you got? Activate your microphone, please.
We had a recent patient who pretty much traveled from Miami to New York and even put it in a Google review and a card test, saying that thank you to Dr. Stets and her team because we gave her the smile she wanted, that she desired.
Oh my gosh.
She had some amazing, horrendous horror stories.
Wow. That's amazing. First of all, well done. I have a little sound effect for you. Good. Good. Can I ask how that patient found out about your office?
She actually found out by Google. Yep. Google reviews.
Holy cow. Can you tell everybody, because Miami, that means nothing to people until they're going to find out where your office is. Can you tell people where your office is?
Syracuse, New York. So she actually went from Miami, New York City, and other locations, and she found us in Syracuse, New York, her hometown.
So just so you all know, that's a very long walk. Okay.
Yeah.
It would take you that's a big, long Uber drive, you know? So, so she flew up to get her dentistry because of Google reviews. And that's the kind of patient you want more of. Raise your hand if you want more patients like that. They're willing to actually get on a plane to make sure they get the service that they need. And she was obviously willing to pay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done to you guys.
She moved back to the area. She didn't come to us just for the dentistry. She lives in the area.
Yeah. But we do have a couple of cases of patients that actually still fly out to see Dr. Stets.
We have a braces patient that comes out once a month from Florida to get her braces done. Yeah.
Is that right? Once a month before. Oh, wow. Yeah, you're doing all the right things, but just take a look at your profile. Look at the number of Google reviews you guys get. Look at how often and frequently you add reviews. It's telling a lot about your practice, and it's telling Google that you guys are alive. And I'm going to just touch on that point right now. When it comes to Google reviews, I can only tell you this. Google, you know, there's an index for search engine optimization. There's 220 different factors that go into your search engine optimization. 4 of those have to do with reviews. Your review rating, that's 1. How many total reviews, that's 2. Are you answering your reviews? That's 3. And how frequently you add your reviews. So let's break this down. Your review rating, that's obvious. The number of reviews, also obvious. Are you answering your reviews? And that means all your reviews. That's telling Google, oh, not only are they good, but they're interacting with their public. And this is a big deal. This tells Google a lot. Hey, listen, this is a very personal relationship. So that, and then how frequently you are adding reviews. This is probably the most dominant out of those 4 factors because it's saying to Google, not only are you good and have been good, but you still are good and you still are relevant. So keep that stuff going. That is amazing success. Well done to you guys. Keep it up. Somebody else had a hand of a success they had recently, and I'm looking for you and I'm not seeing you. Raise your hand again. Was it Dre? Yeah, Dre. And I might not be saying that right.
So, that's all right. It's Gyra. That's fine. No, we've just
Okay.
had so much feedback when people figure out that what I do for the office. We've had several people say, it just looks like a place that we want to go, that we want to be. Like, you guys have a lot of fun there. And it just made our day, because that's exactly what we're trying to do. And we do have a lot of fun.
Great. I love that. Can you tell me some of the things that you're doing?
We're doing trends on Instagram, Facebook Reels, and just more content with faces of people who are actually in our office, rather than stock images and pre-created content.
Fantastic. Give me some samples of, first of all, is that your sole function there? Or do you have other functions in the practice?
It's my sole function.
Fantastic. Give some samples of what
along
you've
with other
done.
marketing and samples of what we've done. You know, we try to follow trending audios on our community is highly active on Facebook, the demographic that we look for. And so we try to follow trending audios and things that the staff or doctors are comfortable will have fun creating together. And we get staff involved, we get doctors involved, and haven't gotten them to dance yet, but just doing lip sync videos to trending audios.
Beautiful. Great. Got a question in the chat. Gloria's asking, who is we, you and the team, or someone specifically on your team? And I don't know if that's that. And then another question is, do you boost your reels? From Tracy.
I have never boosted a reel yet. We've had some do better than others, obviously, but it's amazing how organic it can be with reels. I've found the most success with video content, specifically reels.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Good. And so who would like to know more about that? Raise your hand. You'd like to know more about how to do that and what that is? Great. Okay, good. I got some good news for all of you who have that question. Great. Anybody else? I saw some other hands. Anybody else? You had some recent success. You know, this is what we're finding as a result of what we've done, followed direction from MGE, Blumberg Digital. Anybody else want to share? Liliana from Dr. Bernardini's office. So Liliana, open up your microphone. Love to hear.
Hey, so we really, since we joined Bloomberg, it has been a huge transformation. Actually, I have to go back. Since the first marketing seminar or the workshop, new patient workshop, that's when we discovered the QR code for our reviews. At that point, let's say at the end of August is when I went back to the office. I brought the QR code. We had about 92 reviews at that point. And all towards the end of November, we hit 200. And right now we are in 306. And I just keep pushing on that. And we have a new goal before July 1st. And it has been like absolutely incredible. I know within the seminars we have been talking about, it's not really that good to have 5 stars, like 4.9 is good, but I cannot stop the patients of giving us 5 stars. So it has been.
You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about the 5-star rating.
No,
5-star rating is only a concern when you're like 30 reviews or something like that. I'm just going to take a second to show everybody, and trust me, it'll come one day, and you're going to want to go hide under the table when it happens. But this is their profile. Look at that. So where did you start, Liliana? Where did you guys start? How many?
In middle of August, we had 92.
Yeah. So 306. Everybody give them a hand. Well done. Good job. Good job. Excellent. And good. Anything else that you can share has what's been successful, what you've implemented, what you've seen as a result of implementing?
Yes, absolutely. So we started with the reviews, and since the reviews and SEO, once we started with the SEO through Bloomberg, like everything started to go up. A lot of incoming calls, new patients. So that was the biggest success, let's say, to reach our goals in reviews and new patients towards the end of the year. Now we recently started with Google Ads. And on the first month, we were like we cannot stop the telephone ringing. And it's like, okay, so now we have facing a good big problem, and it is that we don't have where to schedule patients. It's like it doesn't matter how many blogs I have created to schedule new patients. It's like it's been like right now this month we hit our goal for new patients and last week, and we started. So we're gonna be going. Is it gonna be the highest number of new patients this month? So we are super excited about that. And however, Google Ads right now is having a little issue, so it kind of stopped us. But talking with Agustina, she has given me a lot of great ideas to keep promoting things, and we're just gonna do it through Google. So definitely, like, I don't care how many calls I get to different agencies trying to get the business for SEO. I'm like, no, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. I love Bloomberg. And I have to say thank you so much, Dan, because you have been giving us just so much energy and education on this and motivation. And I just love this. I'm like, I wish I could just, hopefully in the future, I can take the marketing hat and that's it. But I just love how we are going.
That's awesome. Well done. Everybody give them a big hand. Good job for all your success. Good job. Okay, and listen,
Wait, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Sure. This was beautiful. We got a new patient last week. She came. She had scheduled first the husband, like, to check the office. He was super happy. Sure. Now she came as a new patient. So she came for an emergency first. She was really happy with the services that then she came to meet the hygienist, etc. She basically met everybody. And as she's leaving, she's like, I have to say, it's like every single person in this office is amazing. Like you guys are honest, like are really caring. And I was like, super excited. I said, thank you so much. I said, yes, we just hire people to match our values and our goals. And that was one of the biggest components. So thank you.
That's amazing. And Liliana, can you tell me, do you have patients coming in and say, hey, listen, I'm here because I've read your reviews, or they mention that they've read your reviews?
It's like 90% of the new patients is through their reviews. They normally go check. We got obviously several through the ads, the Google ads, but mostly come through their reviews. And before I forget, they always say, I check your reviews and are amazing, blah, blah, blah. And we always encourage them to give us a good review or to be honest in their experience at our office. But one more thing that I don't want to forget is when we learn about Care to Share postcard. So I don't have it right here with me, but I designed one and we started to share. Well, it's like in 2 weeks, we got like 6 new patients through the Care to Share card. So another great idea from you guys. Thank you.
Fantastic. Excellent. Good stuff. Good. Anybody else want to share some recent successes, some things that you're implementing, and this is the result and how you've implemented? Again, this is for anybody else. I want you all to take general responsibility for this group. The competition is not other practices. That's not our barrier. The fight is not other practices. The fight is ignorance with our patients, and the fact that they're being pushed to buy new cars, get new phones, get new purses and shoes. And there's nothing wrong with new purses and shoes and new cars and phones and stuff. But that becomes a higher priority than living longer because of healthy teeth and gums. So I want you all to share any successes or things that you had as far as overcoming. I've got something very special for you, but I'm kind of saving it to the end. So anybody else? Anybody else? Oh, there's Amy Eveland. Amy, light up that microphone.
You knew I had to share something.
I'm so glad.
We've implemented quite a bit from MGE, and I'm not going to say it's been most recent just because we've been implementing it for a while, but some of the bigger things that we have implemented with our staff is, I see it in the chat now, but is a review game. We actually have assigned that review stat to a staff member so that they're responsible for it. So it's not, if it's no one's responsible, if everyone's responsible, no one's responsible. So we have it assigned to one person, which is our receptionist, and she's great. She has free range to play games with staff and challenge them to get so many during the day. The beast is, we're close to 900 reviews right now.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I think that's been the biggest win, is just having someone own it and understand the importance of it. I think that was the biggest thing I've learned from them, and also surveying our existing patients and new patients to know what to put in our outflow.
Fantastic. I want to ask you a couple of things. So on reviews, so you've assigned it to a person, and now that person is responsible for it. Does she report on it weekly or daily?
She has a daily game. So she reports with them daily, but we also track it weekly and monthly in stats.
Fantastic. Great. And then on surveys, can you tell a little bit about how often you do it, how do you do it, and what the value of it is to you based off of, knowing that some people might not understand the use of surveys and why and such?
We survey every new patient that comes in. They get a call the next day. Number one, we want to know how their visit went. And then we can introduce doing a review again because they've been asked at the appointment. But we're looking for what brought them to us. Was it, if it was the internet, what about it? What, interested you? It could be the good reviews. It could be that our pictures were pretty cool. We look like a fun office. It could be our TikToks. So whatever they say, we build on that and do more of it. Even if they said, I'm just going to throw it out there, like if they love the color of the postcard, then okay, if we have a lot of people that like that color, that's what we're going to stick with because it's catching their eye. So it's just, we have like 5 or 6 different questions that we ask everyone. And then every couple of months we'll survey our existing staff. And that's just a link via text. And it's not really a verbal thing, but they can send it back and we track it that way.
Fantastic. Good. Amy, could you tell me a little bit about, Blumberg Digital handles the marketing of all your offices, but can you tell me a little bit about where the beast is at today as far as, production, collection numbers, new patient numbers, and what's happened with some of these new offices that you've added, just briefly, from just to show off a little bit?
Well, first of all, I love the service that we get from Blumberg because I feel like you're real people. You guys are family. I've said this multiple times. I haven't been handling it personally for the past couple of months, but I feel comfortable knowing that my marketing girls are getting the right information. And, you guys know if you're not getting what you need from them, that you can call me and I'm going to fix it. But I feel the same way about you guys. So definitely love the service. We've actually opened 2 new offices since we've had the services with you guys. So you guys have opened up, done brand new websites for us and gotten the SEO straight. You work closely with my marketing girl to make sure that we're getting the best results. So it's just, working with you guys. But our from, I would say, you had to put me on the spot with collection and production numbers before. So I can tell you that we ended our last year in the beast at close to 6 million. I don't know the exact number, but 6 million, but we were across the board with all 6 offices, 14 million last year.
Wow.
And then that was probably, I want to say around 11 million in 2021. So we added quite a
Wow.
bit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, well done to you and team. That's a lot of it's a lot of health. That's a lot of health. That's a lot of people getting healthy, healthy teeth and gums, living longer lives, better quality lives. So good job. Well done to you, and everybody give them a big hand. Nice job.
Thank you.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Now, Amy, would you please share the survey with me, and then I'll get that out. Anybody here can just email me, and I'll share that. Just email me at the MGE email, which is danb@mgeonline.com. And Amy, another question is, when is that survey done? Is that done by phone? Is it done in person? I know you kind of covered that, but just to make sure everybody knows. And who's doing that survey? I think I know who it is, but I can translate that for everybody.
So for new patients, it's done the next day by phone, as we do kind of like a post-op call, just to see how their visit went. That's done by one of our marketing girls. And she gathers the information to give to the lead marketing person. So the one that does the graphics and design. And then we kind of, we take that information in our meeting and figure out what we're going to do. And then
Beautiful.
Existing patients, though, they've already gotten that personal phone call, and we found that texting, we get more results from the text survey. So we have a Google form that we send out every now and then. We're about to send it out now, but it just goes, it's a link that they can click on, and it's a few questions. We also, more than just marketing, we're asking them, what charities are important to them in their area, because that's something that we want to get involved in for PR. So if we're doing something that's important to our patients, that'll make a bigger impact as well. We know a lot of charities in the area, but we may not know something that's near and dear to someone that's a smaller charity that we could help boost. So yeah, we have a charity a month. We do charity focuses every month to where the patients get involved too. So it's fun.
Love that. Love that. Good. So Amy, would you mind sharing that with me, and I could share it to the group if you're comfortable with that, both the new patient survey and then shoot me the link on the other survey? That'd be great. Awesome. Good. Anybody else have some successes that they want to say, hey, this is some good stuff that we've implemented. This has been a value. Again, I've got something golden for you that I think you're all going to like, but anybody else have anything they want to share? Put your hand in the air, wave it around like you just don't care. Okay, good. Well, I think we're going to get on with it. This is some good stuff here. Kathleen from Salvatore Dental. We work very, very tightly with Salvatore Dental as well. There's some of our what we classify as our top clients of MGE, and Blumberg Digital has a majority of the responsibility of caring for these clients. Salvatore Dental is one of them. And Kathleen couldn't be here, but she did a video. And some of the stuff that she has, I thought was fantastic. So I'm going to play this and make sure you guys all have audio. Get your notepads ready. I'm not kidding. Get your notepads ready. This is, I would say, very noteworthy. So I'm going to turn off my camera so there's no camera stall. Here we go.
Hi, my name is Kathleen. I'm the clinical supervisor at Salvatore Dental. Dan asked me to share some of our successful actions when it comes to getting new patients into the practice, and that's something that is really important for us. Today we actually had a $91,000 day, and most of that came from new patient consults. So different ways that we bring in new patients is we do a ton of marketing. That's something that we are really focused on. So Instagram, Facebook, Google, we have our marketing always up and running. Beth, my co-supervisor, and then Dr. Rich, Dr. Veer, and I all have the login. So when people are commenting on these posts, we're the ones commenting back, sending messages, making sure that we're interacting with them when they do message us on social media. Another new action for us is we actually joined TikTok, and we've gotten quite a few patients that way. It's funny because we can post these big testimonials of patients and they talk about their treatment start to finish, but then I post a video of our girls lip syncing to 90s songs, and we get people that are like, oh, you came up on my For You page, so I had to come check you out because I saw you were local. So it's kind of funny how that works sometimes. We had one video that got over like 140,000 views on Facebook Reels, and that brought in a ton of people as well. And it was literally just my team walking in the morning. And I have one assistant who is not a morning person, and it was just so perfect, and everyone mentions it. So it's definitely something that helped. But the biggest thing that you really can't pay for that brings in new patients is word of mouth referrals. We have one patient that comes to mind. He's a local dry cleaner, and we've had quite a few people come in that said, I went to my dry cleaner and I saw his smile and he was just raving about Dr. Rich, so I had to make an appointment. And I mean, that's a dry cleaner. Like, that's pretty awesome. A lot of people use them, and that's how we are able to have people come in and hear about us. I mean, that's amazing. Hearing from our patients is something that is, you know, you can't put a value on that. It's amazing, and it's something that really has helped us, especially when it comes to like those cosmetic patients or full arch patients. It's a huge, huge tool in our arsenal that we love to hear about. Another thing that we do is we do, reach out and get involved in the community. We volunteered at the local children's museums. We've partnered with the food bank, and we always post about the good works that we do, because when you put good out, good comes back. And a lot of times those agencies that we're helping, they share it on their social media, and then that brings in patients that way. So that's something we're really passionate about, and just getting out in the community. Dr. Rich and I brought our kids to a big truck day hosted by the Children's Museum. We saw a ton of our patients there. So it's definitely something that we're really passionate about, is being active in the community. And all these things coming together have given us so many new patients and have opened so many opportunities for people to come in and hear about us. So it's really something that is a big focus of our practice. So any way that we can, we always implement new ways, and we're always trying to stay up to date, hence the TikTok. That's our newest thing. So we're really trying to make sure that we're never putting a pause on trying to get new patients in. Your schedule may be full, it may be busy, but you can always find a place to put that new patient in, because that one new patient might have 5 family members that also are going to come in, and you just never know what's going to come from that. It's a snowball. So staying up tone and just putting good out really has brought good back to us. So that's something that's super successful for us, that we're going to just keep pushing through and keep doing. And it's something our entire team is on board with. So it's definitely a winning action for us. And if you guys ever have any questions, let me know. But I wish I could be on the webinar today, but I will be at the next one. So see you later. Bye.
Okay, what did you think about that? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs medium. What do you guys say? Yeah, great stuff. So we're going to break this down. Get your notepads ready here. Get your notepads ready. Okay, first of all, this was a video she did yesterday. I asked if she was going to be here. They closed the day. She sent me the video. I think she sent me the video at around 5:30, maybe 6. How much did they do yesterday? What did she say at the beginning of the video? Put it in the chat. Right. Good. So how many of you would like to have a $90,000 day? Raise your hands. $90,000 day. Okay. Now I know some of you don't do full mouth stuff, and I'm not trying to get you to do something that you're not, or tell you that you have to in order to win or succeed. That is not the communication at all. But I want you to note that I've been working very closely with this office for the last 2.5 years. And one thing they do is they follow direction. They follow direction from MGE, and they follow direction from Blumberg Digital. And we've taken them where they literally were not on social media, to a point to where not only are they on social media, but they're now pushing into things. They're in a relatively small town, Boston Spa is right outside of Albany. So it's a small town outside of kind of a not so big town. They're very family oriented. I know some of you are concerned, well, I don't know that I can ever be the dancing dentist, and I don't want you to be the dancing dentist if that's not who you are. But at the same time, there's things to do on social media, and I encourage you to go over to their social media channels. And I think you're going to see that it's got flavor, it's got taste. You're going to see people that are kind of uncomfortable in front of the camera, and that's all natural. It's all organic. It's not anybody trying to be something that they're not, and it's not anybody trying to be super like interesting and, you know, kind of false and fake. Sometimes is associated with social media. I think you all know what I'm talking about. So there's that. But let's go through some of the things that she did. So raise your hand if you can remember. There was a key point for you. Raise your hand, because we're going to go through this as a group and look, okay, now how can we apply this to our practice? So raise your hand if you can remember something. That was interesting. I could do that. I'm looking. Okay, Thomas. Yeah, Thomas, activate your microphone. I want you to tell me what in that video rang true for something you could do up there in your area.
Well, I'll tell you a couple of things. I think the sharing is caring postcard, I think, was a brilliant idea to get the word out in a different way to patients.
Yeah.
Hadn't even thought about that one before. And we've sent out postcards before. I wasn't even sure anybody even saw them, but 3, 4, 5 months later, you still have patients mentioning that they received it.
Yeah, good, excellent. And for everybody to think with, you have a care to share program, which is really placement of a card in somebody's hands when they're there. How'd it go today? Oh, great, fantastic. Now listen, you've been to other dentists in the past, but you keep coming back here, so we must be doing something right. Can you tell us what that is? Fantastic, great to hear that. Good. For that reason, I'd like to see if we could ask you to share those same kind of words in an online review. Apparently that's a big deal. People read reviews. Oh, you read our reviews? Yeah, so would you mind doing that? Great, here's our QR code. Great, now, who else do you know that could, you know, benefit from having a dentist that's caring and that's, you know, gentle, as you've experienced here? Okay, great. Now you've mentioned your brother a couple of times, and does he have another dentist? Oh, he's scared of the dentist? We hear that a lot. Okay, well, let's do this. I'm going to write his name down. What's his name? Good, I'm going to write it down on this card. I'm going to send you a text a little bit later, but I'd like you to see if you could share your experience with him. Good, and anybody else? Oh yeah, your boss? Gotcha. Rough to have those conversations because when your boss talks to you, your eyebrows curl? Okay, so is that like a breath thing? Okay, good. Well, yeah, why don't you go ahead and slip your boss's card? Just say, hey, this is, you know, had a really good experience with my, listen, I'm having some fun here, but you get the idea. You're putting a care to share card in that person's hand. So that is obviously a duty that is a responsibility of every staff member. Certain key individuals that have that role, of course, a doctor, assistant, and a hygienist, but everybody in the office can share that. Great. Anything else on Kathleen's video that you went, interesting? Somebody raise a hand. Interesting point. What did you learn?
The TikTok. I'm not a TikTok person. My husband is, but just to check, right? So I cannot tell him that you are so into it. So I think you're gonna get the hat of TikTok. But I just see it. Like yesterday, it was our anniversary, and I created a really quick reel on Facebook, and I was like, whoa, I'm like, I just get a notification, I had like 600 views. I'm like, wait, that's amazing. And so it's just like, yeah, definitely have to start digging into the TikTok field.
Great, fantastic. Well, I'm gonna say this to everybody, and there's a few things I want to talk about with regards to what she talked about. She serviced a local dry cleaner who now has a great smile, and this dry cleaner is now an ambassador for their practice without even asking. Thumbs up if you caught that message. Thumbs up if you heard that and caught that message. That's a big one, Take care of your community. Take care of the people around you. That's that extra bit that I know so many of you specialize in. You're great at it. So there's that. There's another bit there where they're capturing what they do in the community and they're sharing that. They're sharing experiences with patients. Now, I'm going to tell you this. A lot of you do these things. You're involved in your community. You've gotten these great results with your patients. You've changed people's lives. Raise your hand if your practice has done that. Raise your hand. Good. So now what we find here is the failure from you to get that result and bring that to your patients broadly. If that's a problem and you guys find that this is a problem, either time, know-how, etc., raise your hand. You get those results, you just don't know how to share it to get impact, and you would like help with that. Okay, so here it is. If you feel you're not familiar with social media or you're not using it to its potential, you're routinely getting great results clinically with your patients and your team is getting great results, but you also find routinely that these great results remain the best kept secrets. You're not capturing them in reviews. You're not getting great before and after photos and patient testimonials. And if you're kind of curious how these others are doing it, listen, albeit some of them have a full-time PR and marketing person, and you're not quite there. Well, I'm just letting you know, we absolutely understand you and we're going to help you solve this. Now, we've just announced with MGE an advanced marketing seminar, which is going to be done in California, one and one in Florida. This is not something we're going to be live streaming. This is an in-person. You're going to come. All the Blumberg Digital staff are going to be there, MGE team members, some marketing specialists, and you're going to learn what to do from absolutely square zero all the way to posting and making popular content. We're going to load you up with an app, which is a free app. We're going to teach you how to film. We're going to teach you how to edit on your phone. We're going to teach you how to post, add music, get trending music. This was mentioned, earlier here in this webinar. We're going to show you how to do this so that you actually can communicate the internal practice culture externally to get those kind of people. Okay. We're going to even supply you with additional equipment you need to take back to the practice, show you how to use it. We're going to run you through a mock testimonial where everybody there is going to do a testimonial, film it. And then we're going to kind of bull bait it a little bit. We're going to make it a little bit, spicy so that there's some things thrown into it. But you're going to get through a testimonial video and then we're going to have you edit it right on location. Okay. So this is the idea, is we're going to get you to a point to where you can take 30 minutes a week and get a result. And there's really no more, oh no, I forgot to get that fun video, or oh no, I forgot to get before and after photos, or oh my gosh, I forgot to ask for that testimonial, or I don't know how to do a testimonial in my practice. I don't know where to do it. I don't know what questions to ask. We're going to give you a 10-page guide on how to do a testimonial, set it up, the questions to ask, etc. We're going to take you through just about everything you could imagine and need so that you really learn real marketing that's driving the kind of fee-for-service patients into practices that are making these practices boom because of higher quality new patients and larger cases, and really within 30 minutes, okay? So the workshop is being announced broadly. You're about to see it from MGE. It's a first come, first serve basis, okay? We're going to have offices. There's going to be 3 people per office. 18 offices is the cap in California, 18 offices. That's already about half full. 40 offices in Florida, okay? So our Florida, there's no live streaming because this is get your hands dirty, roll up your sleeves, be guided. We're going to have people on the ground walking you through it. And the stuff that we're going to cover is pretty awesome. Not going to take the whole webinar about it, but because you are all here, I'm all letting you know. The workshop itself, if you want data on it, I'm going to take you through some of the stuff about it. I'm going to give you a QR code that you can scan. And let me just show you. This is the QR code, okay? So those are the dates. Take a picture of the screen. You can save it and QR code scan it later or capture the screen. Okay, August 24 to 26, that's the Florida Advanced Marketing Seminar. Okay, August 24, 25, 26. It is 3 days. They are full days. You are, by the end of it, going to learn how to put, if you've ever gone on vacation, you get a bunch of photos, but you don't know what to do with it. Well, now you're going to learn. It's a sideline benefit, but now you're going to learn how to take those photos, make a cool video, post it to social media, and never regret the fact that you took 180 photos on your vacation. But how to take practice culture photos, before and after photos, grab practice video, put music on the video, post it to every social media channel, and do so quickly so that you're not being consumed by this, okay? So in Florida, August 24, 25, 26. In California, September 28, 29, and 30, okay? Now, if you want data on it, go to that landing page there. It's mgeonline.com/advanced-marketing, or scan the QR code. 40% off special. That's just kind of pre-released to you guys. So there's that. Thumbs up if you all understand that. 3 people per office. Okay, you're all welcome to be there. You're going to get a lot of hands-on. Okay, how many of you are actually enjoying some other people sharing their experiences? Raise your hands if this is valuable, rather than just listening to me go on and on and on. Great. So, all right, my own staff are like, no, yeah, shut him up, please. Everybody raise your hands. We want to hear from other people. Totally cool. We're going to do more of that, and I'm going to have some things that, you know, are set up for the next webinar. But I would like you to right now in the chat put what subjects do you want to hear from other offices as far as successes. Now, Donnie, I know you mentioned how to get reviews. I've got a video. Alex, if you take note to send that reviews video to Donnie and anybody else. I've got a tutorial on how to get in-office reviews to the tune of 10 to 25 a day. And you might think that I'm kidding when I say that, but Tamara, light up your microphone, please. I want you all to see this. Tamara, how many reviews do you guys get in a week, roughly?
So our goal per staff member, we have 35 staff members that are, well, 20 staff members that are in contact with our patients. Daily, they should be trying to get at least 3 reviews a day. That's our goal. Hopefully they're striving to get more than that. So we are
And that's per staff member tomorrow, or is that 3 total for the office?
3 per staff member daily. So they should be striving.
Boom.
I look at their stats every day to see who's asking for those reviews. If they're not asking for reviews or stating that, you know, I'm like, hey, what's going on? You know, like, do you need help? You know, I do try to encourage our staff members to be like approaching, you know, like that's like Dan has told us before previously, if you've attended these webinars, is, you know, you just don't go buy anything online without reading the reviews. I know that I don't. So I go to that approach with our staff members, like people are purchasing us. They are looking for a dental office. They want to know what we're about and what other people think about us. So right now we're standing at, I think 1,800 reviews. And before we started with Blumberg, I'm pretty sure we started with 35 reviews. So
that's
it's
right,
amazing.
35.
Yeah. So it's awesome to see how much growth we've gained just by our staff members asking and patients just enjoying their visit. And you know, I do tell them every day, you know, it's great that we're at 1,700 reviews. It's awesome. But in order for us to stay on top, Google see us as, you know, like someone that they want for us to stand out to new consumers. We've got to keep adding those reviews daily, weekly, whatever you can do, you know, like encourage your patients to leave reviews. We've also placed QR codes, like a big flyer that I have designed in each operatory. And so they should be asking, we do try to get reviews and share, but we also do like a little game. We have a Sonicare toothbrush up front. There's a huge sign that I put beside it that says, want to win a Sonicare toothbrush. Did you enjoy your visit today? Leave us a review. And that's, our reviews were down last month. So that's what we did. And those reviews have been flying in like crazy. So, you just kind of figure out, like what's best, what are, what can you pump the staff members up? Our girls love shopping. So we send them on shopping sprees every once in a while. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so just so everybody knows, what they do is they set a target. And when they hit that target, and these are significant targets. I remember when you guys, you started at around 35 or 40, and you had this big practice that had like 800, and you guys were like, oh, we don't know what to do. So we put this system in place, and you guys set a target, and it was to get 300, and then to get 500, then 800, then you pass that practice, and then 1,000. And they set these games up where when they hit that milestone number, they do all sorts of activities. You guys have had, a miniature golf and movies, and then the shopping spree where everybody was given a certain amount of money. Yeah,
we've all gotten Stanley Cups recently. So Toria set up, and the one thing that I've noticed, like we do set monthly games for our teams, but also what's fun is that our office, she's our COO now, Toria, she sets up pop-up games, which are a blast. Like you never know when they're happening. She notices a stats down. She's like, guys, we got a pop-up game. And I got a Stanley Cup, like we were all pushing, running crazy. And it was so much fun. Like it's fun watching staff members have fun at work and enjoy being here. And it's just a blast all the time. And it's a lot of it is thanks to Blumberg, SEO, like the guys, they've helped me tremendously. I do everything that they tell me to do. And just like TikToks, like you guys were talking about before, some people don't like to dance. Hey, that's fine. I have learned to just put them where I can use them in a video. If you want to lay in the operatory chair and act like a patient, so be it. We're getting this video right now. And so you just kind of have to be uptone with it, and people will follow along eventually. They get me now. They call me the crazy person. So, things just go the way they are. And you just have to learn to have fun with it and know that you're helping people. So
fantastic. Excellent. So I'm going to tell you a few things. There's some great questions coming in. How do they organize their social media ideas? How often do they post? How do you get new likes and follows on social media? This stuff I'm probably going to take up in our next webinar a little bit more thoroughly, but I'm going to tell you this. We've just launched a new marketing platform for Blumberg Digital that allows you to manage your reviews, all your reviews, meaning where are they coming from? They all come into the platform. You see how many you get per day, per week, per month. You can answer them all from the platform. That's one thing. A social media manager. So all your social media channels get connected up. You take either from the social media library that we have, which is a ton of content. You can either post that directly. We'd prefer that you select something and then slightly edit it. You pick what channels you want to send it out on: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever. You select them. You can edit each one individually or just say, nope, that's the same post. It goes everywhere. Press one button. Could be a video, could be anything. So we understand your workflow as far as like how much time do you have to spend on this? And you can have a person that you hire can submit a post to you before Dr. Owner, you approve it. Once you see it and you like it, great. If you don't like it, you can edit it and then press post and forward it. So we've been working on this for quite some time. We understand this, but I will cover some more on content ideas, how to schedule, etc. So great. Anybody else? By the way, Tamara, thank you. You're a superstar. Good job with all that you do. Nice, nice. All right. Anybody else have any other questions? I don't see a whole lot of stuff in the chat of what you want some of our existing clients to share in the next webinar. I want to know, what do you want our clients to share as far as successful actions? Just light up the chat for that. I'm otherwise going to get on with some of the other content. I know some of you are peeling off because, you know, we go from formally 1 o'clock to 2. This is now the bonus content. Okay. So from here until 2:30, great if you can stay. I suggest it, but I understand you all have days and production and such, but I'm going to get into the bonus content. We're going to talk about this. You know, how do you get your team on board with regards to marketing? How do you get them to understand the value of marketing? You're spending time and effort and energy. By the way, there's a lot more comments coming in. That's great. Will do. Okay, we have what's called a lifetime value of a patient. And I just want to make sure everybody here knows. I've talked about this before, but a very important point. Every patient added to the practice has an average lifetime value of $1,000 per year. What does that mean? Is every patient going to give you $1,000 per year? No, that does not mean that. But I'm going to give you an example. One of our clients, this is before they got the ABC, you know, sales and communication seminars. They presented 10 before and after representative smiles. You know, Invisalign has that app where you can, you know, take a picture of somebody's existing smile and then show them the representative after. They did 10 of those in the practice. This doctor didn't close one of them, but he did an interesting study. He went back to those 10. I said, you know, where do we stand on those? And every one of those patients ended up closing within 5 years of him doing that. Now, he's obviously improved his ability to sell, and he's working on that now. But every one of those patients that he initially presented that said no, eventually did go up that scale of selling. If you guys remember, down at the bottom is no, I don't know. How much is it? No, that's not. Then inhibit. No, I can't do this. I've got to go. Then to enforce. No, okay. Are you deaf? I mean, is this just about the money? Do you need the money? Enforce, right? That's where it gets scary in case presentation. Then to desire. Well, how does this work again? I'm not saying I'm doing it, but how does it work? Desire. To interest. Okay, good. Let's do this. Well, what happens is people will walk themselves up that scale, even when you walk away. That's what happens. Think about a big purchase. You went to go look at a car and the salesman, you didn't like how it was going and you just got nervous. You walked away, but you thought about it. You're like, oh man, it really kind of does check all the boxes for me. I don't know. It's a lot of money, but gosh, you know, all cars are a lot of money. You worked yourself up that scale. Okay. So what's going to happen? Well, you need to be presenting the dentistry that the person needs. And if it's cosmetic, well, then that's a little bit different. But I will tell you this. An independent study done had nothing to do with MGE. This is an independent study done. Found the average lifetime value per patient is $1,000. So, and the average patient is with you for 10 years. And that includes a person who just comes once and the person who's going to be with you generationally, meaning they're going to continue to come to you. Their kids are probably going to come to you. Maybe, you know, they were a kid when they came to you. So the average length of a patient is 10 years at $1,000 per year. That means every patient has an average lifetime value of $10,000. Everybody put your thumb in the air if you're tracking the math. Thumb up, you get it. Thumb sideways, kind of. Thumbs down. Dan, I am lost. I don't know what you're talking about. Good. So I see thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you. Good. Every satisfied patient will refer on average 2 additional patients. Now, these are usual practices. These are not MGE practices where we really figure out how to optimize the experience, treatment presented, treatment accepted, and referrals. These are just plain Jane practices. So average value is $1,000 a year, 10 years, that's $10,000. Every satisfied patient will refer on average 2 additional patients. That means every single phone call that's coming in that might be a potential new patient is worth $30,000 if that phone call is successfully handled and converted into a scheduled new patient. So I want your team to think with this. That phone is ringing. We don't know if it's a new patient call or not, but we better jump over whatever we need to answer that phone call within 2 rings. How many rings? Show me on your fingers. Within how many rings? How many rings? Right. Within 2 rings, and we're going to answer that call like a boss. We are there to just go and put our heart, soul in it. Put planet Earth on hold. ABC Family Dentistry, this is Dan. How can I help you? Oh, I would be happy to help you with that question. Fantastic. Great. Can I get your name? Thank you, Roger. Roger, hey, just in case this call drops, what's the best number to call you right back? Excellent. Great. Roger, hey, before we get on to your question, can I just ask how you found out about our practice? Okay. Oh, Renee. Oh, we know Renee. We'll tell her hi. We love her. Great. Roger, so let's get on to your question. How do you know you need a crown? I'm going to see if I can answer that question, how much a crown costs in our practice, but how do you know you need a crown? Okay, you were told by another practice? Okay, good. Did they tell you why? Okay, and just that one crown? Okay, Roger, when you bite down, does it hurt? Any pressure sensitivity? Okay, how about when you drink something hot or cold? Any sensitivity there? Okay, good. And how long has it been in pain? About 3 weeks. Okay, getting better, getting worse, staying the same? Okay, good. Roger, has the pain kept you up at night yet? Not yet. Okay, good, good. Well, Roger, I can tell you this, don't know, what's going on there exactly, but it sounds like something, right? So I'm glad you're calling. Well done for being on top of this. Okay, Roger, last question. Can I ask why you didn't go forward with that other practice that said that you needed a crown? I got you. Scary on the pricing. Understand it. Well, Roger, I can tell you here in ABC Family Dentistry, cheapest crown there is a crown you don't need. And I'm not saying you don't need a crown, Roger. I'm not a doctor, and only a doctor can diagnose. But I think it's a really good idea that you're calling around just to get a second opinion to make sure all is good and that that's in fact what you need. Roger, at our practice, we do a free second opinion. That means no obligation, no cost to you, and no obligation. So what we're going to do is we're going to schedule you, have a look at it, and then tell you what it would cost in our practice. But Roger, until that time that you get that, what I want you to do, and tell me if you can agree with this, I want you to chew on the other side of your mouth. You said it's on the left side, great. So what I want you to do is between now and the time you come in, see if you can chew on the right side. There's obviously an issue there. And what I would hate to have happen is between now and the time you come in for that second opinion, you bite down on something hard and it splits that tooth down the middle. And now we're not talking about a crown anymore. We're talking about something more invasive and more expensive, all of which we could do here. But, if cost is a concern, we don't want to, push things, right? So I'll get you scheduled right away, but can I get your agreement? Try to chew on the other side of your mouth, Roger? Fantastic, great. Okay, now, Roger, I got today at 3:30 and I got tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Which of those 2 times works best for you? Great, that is the process. How many of you would hire me as your receptionist? Hands in the air, you'd hire me as your receptionist. Good, you need to work to get to that level. Now, this is what I do full time, but I can tell you this, I know who's watching, I can see you all, and you all have that capability. It's just a matter of what we call drilling, right? Role play drilling, having the guidelines on it, and knowing that every new patient phone call could be worth $30,000. And when you think about it like that, you're not treating people like money. You're not looking at people as dollar signs. You're just knowing that it's that important to handle that phone call professionally. That's one thing. And the other thing is making sure that you are putting in the time investment necessary to make your team at that professional level. And that takes some time and investment. That's investment of time, organizing, making sure you're working with us. If your team needs help, you let us know and we'll lay out what we generally do to train our teams. But that's the first part of it. Great. Got great stuff coming back in. Thank you. Good. So thumbs up if you understand that. Every phone call has to be looked at as $30,000 value potential. Great. Good. Now let's talk about some things. What are we going to do for marketing? What are we going to do? So first, that's how we look at marketing. The next thing we're going to talk about is what different channels. And I want to talk about return on investment. First goal in any marketing campaign is to make what you spent. So if you're spending $3,000 on a marketing campaign, you just want to make that back. Not because we don't want to make back more, but we got to know that that's the immediate amount that the person is paying as a result of a successful marketing action that got that new patient into our practice, and we just want to break even. So we spend $3,000 on a Google Ads campaign. Well, we want to make that $3,000 back. We spend $3,000 on a postcard. We want to make that back. Next, we want to go for what's called a 3x multiple. So we spend 3,000, we made 9,000. Ideally, we move towards a 5 and then a 10x multiple. We spend 3,000, we make 30,000. That's amazing results, kind of rare, but that's our goal in expected return on investment. Thumbs up if you track this. Thumbs up if you track this. Expected ROI, great. Now let's talk about what time it's going to take. For a paid online ads campaign, you heard a number of our clients here are doing Google, Facebook, Instagram, and marketing funnels. Well, you got to give your marketing 60 to 90 days to dial that in. And there will always be ups and downs in this. Google is constantly changing. Facebook owns Instagram. They're constantly changing. And you know, that's kind of the vagaries of any marketing channel. Is there are changes and challenges. So 60 to 90 days to get it up and rolling. For postcards, you got to mail it 3 times, and you got to measure 6 weeks from the time that you mailed the first card, and 6 weeks from the time you mailed the second card, and 6 weeks from the time you mailed the third card. Add that all up collectively, and that's how you measure the ROI of a postcard campaign. Now, for lead generation services like ZocDoc or 1-800-DENTIST or whatever, that should be that month you should be able to measure it. And for SEO, this is the longest, hardest, most difficult, and sometimes most expensive, but the highest of value. Highest of value because 1 out of 10, 1 out of 11 people click on an ad, 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 11 people will look for an organic search result. So your SEO is your most important, but you got to give that 6 to 15 months. Thumbs up if you track all this. Expected ROI time. Thumbs up if you track all this. Excellent. Question came in. How are you tracking the income back to the proper marketing action, especially in a scenario when you are running multiple marketing channels? Great question, Donnie. I'm going to answer that. It's so worth answering. You must be, and it's not a perfect science, but you must be associating your marketing earnings with different telephone numbers that are all associated to your different campaigns. So you got a postcard, well, you put a different telephone number on that campaign and you track that. You have a Google ad, there's a different number on that one. All of those numbers, of course, forward to your main line, but at the end of the month, you can track what patient came in off what phone number and associate those to the campaign. Is it a perfect science? It isn't. It isn't. You're going to have a person who gets a postcard, looked you up on Google and calls your Google number and says, yeah, you know, I found you on Google. I love your reviews. Well, maybe a postcard got them to lift the phone, but being that it's not a perfect science, you're doing your best to just track that, okay? Also with certain campaigns, when you're doing that tracking, it's associating that phone number with the call, and you can go back and listen to the call and you can listen to what happened on that. So that's one thing we do in Blumberg Digital. Annie, who is here, Annie listens to your phone calls. That's what she does. She spends hours and hours listening to your phone calls. Annie from Blumberg Digital. Hi, Annie. Say hi and wave to everybody. Good. So Annie is listening to these phone calls and she's going, oh, that was a great call. Oh, that receptionist could use some help. That receptionist sounded really busy and sounded like she was doing 19 things. So we want to see if we can alleviate that receptionist from having 18 other things while she's handling a new patient phone call. So you want to listen to your phone calls. Excellent question, Donald. Okay, now I'm going to talk to you about the suggested marketing channels I would encourage you to consider right now. And you can say, yeah, I'm doing that one, I'm doing that one, I'm not doing that one. And this is what you would do next in my professional suggestion based off of things. So first of all, internal marketing. How many of you like your patient referrals as your best and most favorite source of new patients? Patient referrals, how many of you like that the most, right? They're also kind of your least expensive. So you want to leverage your internal care to share cards, drilling your staff, putting a staff game in place so that if a staff member does get an existing patient to get a referral, that person gets remunerated for that and announced at tomorrow morning's production meeting, you know, absolutely name and famed, and that bonus is given right there in front of everybody, internal. Next, digital reactivation and manual reactivation. Let us know if you need help with this, but reactivation, these people haven't been in your practice for some time. It's the lowest hanging fruit, and some of these people will be like new patients. So one of the least expensive, highest value, best return on investment, let us know. You can email myself or email Alex if you want data on our digital reactivation service. Next, any free external, so online reviews, social media, etc. Leverage these because they're free. Keep finding out how to do it. We'll show you. Then you want to leverage existing groups, your community involvement, etc. Like she said in her message to you, when she shared it, she got her dry cleaner, who's amazing. And he's a member of the community and talks about his great experience at Salvatore Dental. Well, how many people have you serviced in your community, and how many people in your community could you activate as people that are referrals for you? Next, online ads. Now, this is where you're starting to pay, but it's the quickest. Google Ads, then Facebook and Instagram. Facebook owns Instagram. Actually, both of them are now owned by Meta, which used to be Facebook. And then look at marketing funnels. Salvatore Dental, we're doing an implant funnel. We're doing Facebook ads. We're doing Google ads. We're doing digital reactivation. They're spending on marketing, but they're also making on marketing. So online ads next. Postcards, direct mail. I would try it once you've got certain marketing channels firing, but it's the longest time to measure, so it's a little bit lower on the list. Sponsorships like schools, wedding shows, clubs, etc. I would definitely go that direction. And then radio and billboards and TV later. Now I want you to look at this. Video marketing would come in at number 1. You could do videos for number 2. You could do videos for number 3, of course, and certainly for number 4. So at the next webinar, I'll be taking up a little bit more about video, but I'm going to tell you this. It is so vital, so easy, so fast, so simple. I really want to make sure that you, if you feel like you need to up your confront on video and you feel like you need to get some help with how to do that and do editing and such, take a look at the screen again. This is get your hands dirty, get some hatting on how to do a video. We're going to show you how to edit. We're going to show you how to add music, how to make some fun stuff, grab content, grab photos, put it into video. Just go ahead and click that. So with that, we are at our last 7 minutes for this webinar. How's it been so far? Thumbs up, kind of okay. I hate this. Where you at? Okay, good. Any questions for me? This is our question and answer period. Any questions you want me to take up in these last few minutes? Raise your hand if so.
Sorry, helps if I turn down the microphone as well. Hey Dan, from your perspective, what are we looking at for frequency for posting on social media for it to be effective?
Great question. So on social media, really ideally, and I'm going to tell you the perfect world scenario, but don't let it scare you away. 3 times a day. Now, most of our clients don't. You know, if you take a look at what Tamara does for Dr. Dill's office, she's 3 times a day for each practice, plus she manages another one of his businesses. She does the marketing for another one of his businesses. So this is one person managing 3 separate entities, doing 3 posts per day. Now, that's probably not very real for most people. So you want to post once a day. That might not be real for most people. So you want to post every other day. That would be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That still might be a tall order for some. So you want to post once a week. If you can't post once a week, I would almost encourage you to not consider it. But that said, I'm going to tell you, you need to look into our marketing platform that we just launched, because our marketing platform has a calendar where you can sit down for 30 minutes, search what posts you want to post, what days, preload it, schedule it, press enter, and your marketing is literally handled for the month. The month. You will be getting marketing content out every other day or 3 times a day, however long you want to spend. You want to spend an hour preloading your content for the month, knock it all out for the whole month. You can do 2-3 posts a day. take our selected content, put your little special spin on it, little special wording, maybe add a photo or two of your own. Great, do that. I would encourage you to do that because you're building an audience, and repetition is key on social media. So thumbs up if you all understand that. Kind of. Dan, I'm lost. I need more. Okay, good. Thomas, you good with that? Or you got anything else on that? Good, excellent. Good, any other questions? Hey, Dr. Yang, you got a question for me?
Hey, Dan, I'm okay. Sorry, I clicked on the button by accident. Thank you. Excellent presentation.
Excellent, excellent. Good, glad you're here, Dr. Yang. Great, anybody else, any other questions? Good, I want you right now to take a look at the chat. I want you to look at the chat and I want you to put any questions of like what you want more of in the next webinar or anything additional. We don't even need to wait for the next webinar. For me, I want to make sure you're getting the content, but I do want a quick vote. How many of you like having other clients tell their story rather than me talk at you the whole time? Raise your hands. You want other client successes. Great. I want to thank you all for coming. As always, your questions inspire us to be better. Your successes are things that we like to campaign. So you have us, you have me, whatever you need, reach out to me, danb@mgeonline.com. This has been a blast. I look forward to seeing you at the next one. And I look forward to any questions you have in between then. For now, signing off, Dan Brown and the Blumberg Digital team. We'll see you on the next webinar.